Right now at 5, the latest on the double murder at Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas. Now that a suspect is in custody, officials are looking for a motive.
And we're in store for a much cooler weekend this weekend.
Plus, we'll visit Carthage for Marian Days, the annual festival bringing tens of thousands of visitors.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
And it is the first day of August, and it really doesn't feel like August out there, which is great, honestly.
It is much nicer.
Nice,
I mean, we started July off extremely hot. After the first couple of weeks, we were in the upper 90s with heat advisories every day. Luckily for us, we had a cold front come through.
Right.
So for the next couple of days, temperatures only highs in the mid 80s. So it's going to be a beautiful weekend, a great way to start August. Definitely out of the ordinary, I think, for August. But we can go ahead and take a look. Currently at 7th and Rangeline, we don't have a lot going on this morning. As you can see, we've got mostly clear skies, a couple of clouds out there. Further south we go, south of I-44, we might get a few showers as well moving through the area. Now, we are dealing with some technical difficulties this morning. So right now, all we've got is our 7th and Rangeline camera. We are working quickly to get that resolved for you. But I can tell you today, temperatures only getting up to about 85 degrees, 86 degrees. And we do have pretty clear conditions for most of the day. Again, a little bit further south, not quite in our area, but we could get some showers out near Veneta and up to possibly Miami. But the rest of us are going to stay mostly clear today. And again, temperatures only cap out in the mid 80s for the rest of the weekend. And we've got really gorgeous weather planned for this weekend, but I'll have those details coming up.
All right, sounds great, Lindsay. Thanks. Well, the search for a missing Joplin man has come to a tragic end. Newton County deputies say they found 34-year-old Austin Carnes dead yesterday morning. His car was first discovered abandoned near the Petro truck stop Sunday night, and his cell phone continued to ping in a wooded area off Detroit Lane in Joplin. Community volunteers searched the area Wednesday, and investigators shifted their search yesterday. That's when they located Carnes. Now, the Newton County Sheriff is now calling it a death investigation. Joplin police are assisting, and the family has asked for privacy. Authorities are searching for answers, including a motive, following the arrest of a suspect in 2 Northwest Arkansas murders. In that case, he's Andrew James McGann, a 28-year-old school teacher living in Springdale, Arkansas. He had previously worked as a 5th grade teacher in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and had just recently moved to Arkansas. Authorities arrested him at a Springdale salon Wednesday as he was getting a haircut. They've charged him with 2 counts of capital murder. He's suspected in the murders Saturday of Clinton and Kristen Brink, who were hiking at Devil's Den State Park with their young daughters, ages 7 and 9. Now, those children were not hurt, and they are now in the care of family. Authorities have indicated it's unlikely McGann knew the victims. We'll have more details on our website, KOAMNewsNow.com. Well, in July, Miami, Oklahoma experienced a week-plus stretch of heat advisories for the tenants of one apartment building in the city. It's been a difficult summer as they battle the heat without working air conditioning. At the 218 apartments in Miami, tenants say the building's central air conditioning has been broken since early June, with the temperatures in some apartments getting upwards of 90 degrees. The city of Miami tells us they've received 1 tenant complaint regarding the broken air conditioner. The city says the landlord told them the air conditioning is broken, and they are currently waiting for a replacement part to come in. We spoke with the landlord, who tells us he's at the mercy of the repairs. He says he is placing individual air conditioners in each unit in the meantime to try and help tenants stay cool. Crowder College in Neosho, Missouri is shining a light on the history of voting. A new traveling exhibit called Voices and Votes is now on display, teaching the community about the power of democracy and the ongoing journey to build a more perfect union. The interactive museum experience is presented in partnership with the Smithsonian Museum and the Missouri Humanities Council. It explores how generations have shaped our right to vote.
In 1961, there was a really interesting situation where McDonald County, for a series of reasons that I would love people to come and read about, chose to secede from the state of Missouri and become McDonald Territory.
It's a great opportunity for people to understand more about voting and civic responsibilities.
The Voices and Votes Museum will be on view through August 31st. And the temperatures are perfect for Marian days as the annual Vietnamese Catholic celebration returns to Carthage, Missouri. It kicked off yesterday and runs through Sunday. KOAM's Anthony Saviello shows us the annual festival is expected to draw a crowd of 60 to 80,000 people.
A mass gathering once a year rich in culture, faith, and fellowship.
Mary's a very important person to everyone. You know, everyone in a Vietnamese household, as far as I know, has a statue of Mary, the cross, and maybe a little like shrine. So I think having a lot of other people that are both like me, look like me, speak like me, and have the same beliefs as me, I think it's comfortable.
Whether they're traveling from down the road, across the country, or halfway across the world, thousands of Vietnamese people descend upon Carthage, Missouri to celebrate their faith.
Really just a taste of Vietnam. I was born here, but I've been to Vietnam a couple times. The smell, the food, the people, of course, like it's awesome to just have, like, I guess, a taste of home or a taste of another country.
And for those who have never experienced what this culture is like, FAM says this is the perfect introduction.
I think this is a very good gateway to experience something new, you know, because, you know, the people here are all friendly. You can start a conversation. They know English, broken or not. So I think if you want to experience something, this is the place. Marian days, yeah.
In Carthage, Missouri, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
There are several events throughout the weekend, including Friday's Great Mass at 8 p.m. and a youth event with musical guests at 10 p.m. We have a programming alert to make you aware of that will impact your viewing on KOAM this afternoon at around 12:30 p.m. right after the new newscast. The KOAM over-air signal will be down. Crews are planning to conduct transmitter maintenance at that time. The work is expected to take about 3 hours to complete. We expect to be back on air before Judy Justice and the KOAM News at 5. If the timing changes, we will update you via KOAMNewsNow.com and the KOAM social media pages. And let's look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Small businesses challenge President Trump's tariffs in court as Senate Democrats demand certainty. The trade chaos affecting companies across America. We'll take a look. Plus, in recognition of World Lung Cancer Day, we're going to take a look at a concerning trend of increasing rates among non-smokers. And cooler temperatures are here for the weekend. Lindsay returns with another look at your weekend forecast and how long this relief will last. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Time now, 5:08. We'll be right back. Well, topping Nation Watch, it's a full day for the Trump administration. White House representatives are surveying the humanitarian crisis in Gaza. Meanwhile, President Trump unveiled new tariffs. Now, his August 1st trade negotiation deadline has come and gone. Now, on August 7th, the U.S. is preparing to slap higher tariffs on dozens of countries yet to make a deal. CBS's Jared Hill has the latest.
At the White House, President Donald Trump is pushing the trade war to new heights.
This is making our country very rich and respected again.
Soon, 50% tariffs on goods from Brazil, a 20% tax on Taiwanese products. And with a new executive order, higher tariffs will kick in on Thursday for dozens of nations that have yet to strike a new trade agreement with the U.S., arguing trade deficits pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to national security. A claim a number of small businesses are challenging in the courts. Congressional Democrats are pouncing.
So what is this chaos? Our businesses, our small businesses, our medium-sized businesses, our large businesses need some degree of certainty.
New tariffs on Mexico and China on hold, but Canada caught in the crosshairs. The White House hiking levies to 35% on goods not covered under the existing U.S., Mexico, and Canada trade deal. The president yesterday suggested Canada's decision to recognize Palestinian statehood could hamper talks. Canada's Prime Minister wrote he was disappointed. Meanwhile, today, a White House delegation is visiting Gaza to assess the worsening humanitarian crisis firsthand.
The special envoy and the ambassador will brief the president immediately after their visit to approve a final plan for food and aid distribution into the region.
In Gaza, Palestinians scraped through dirt battling for food. As Israeli military officials tell CBS News, there is no starvation in Gaza. Jared Hill, CBS News.
Now, the White House says the U.S. delegation had a productive meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu yesterday, focused on what they call dilemmas such as food and aid in Gaza. Well, still ahead, why lung cancer cases are increasing among non-smokers. Plus, Lindsay returns with another look at your Friday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Well, from action-packed heists to the return of some fan favorite shows, there's plenty hitting your screens this August. Nick Zajovic has your eye on entertainment.
A routine cash run turns into all-out mayhem in the new action comedy, The Pickup.
Change of plans. You two are going to help me steal $60 million from the casino.
Pete Davidson and Keke Palmer team up with Eddie Murphy and Eva Longoria in this fast-paced action comedy that doesn't take its foot off the gas.
The movie moves. That's what I like about this movie. There's no part where you're like,
where's this going?
Yeah, the whole time you're locked in.
Pickup makes its global debut on Amazon Prime August 6th.
You don't mess with my life, okay? You help make my life better.
Seth Rogen and Rose Byrne reunite for season 2 of Platonic. The comedy follows two former best friends who reconnect in midlife after years apart, dealing with ups and downs of adult friendships in LA. Rogen praised his co-star, crediting their longtime friendship for the easy on-screen dynamic.
Funny thing about chemistry is a lot of people who really like each other have bad chemistry, and a lot of people who don't like each other have good chemistry. I'm just very lucky that Rose, who I have good chemistry with, is also someone who I really like.
Season 2 of Platonic is now streaming on Apple TV.
I already know where the bodies are buried.
Jenna Ortega is coming back to Netflix for season 2 of Wednesday. Everyone's favorite sharp-tongued sleuth returns to the gothic halls of Nevermore Academy, where fresh foes and darker mysteries await. Executive producer Tim Burton says he relates deeply to the character.
I felt like that's why I wanted to do the show, because I felt like her. I agree with everything she says about family and school and psychiatry and society, so I felt very connected to her.
Season 2 of Wednesday begins streaming August 6th. And that's your eye on entertainment. Nick Zajovic, CBS Los Angeles.
Well, definitely a lot to look forward to. Some fun summer shows ahead of us. Let's head over now to Lindsay with a quick look at your forecast.
Well, guys, we are still having some technical difficulties, but your Friday forecast is looking phenomenal. Temperatures only getting up to about 85 degrees. We do have a few showers, mostly staying south of Veneta, south of Miami, but we could get a few showers up there through the early morning hours. Outside of that, it is going to be a gorgeous weekend. I'll have those details coming up. Well, hey everybody, we are having some technical difficulties, still going through the morning to get up any data for our morning show weather, but you know, I'm still here and I still want to talk about the weather because that's my favorite thing to do. We have a beautiful forecast for this weekend. Temperatures are going to get up to the mid 80s pretty much all weekend long. I mean, later into the weekend, about 88, 89 degrees. By Monday, about 89 for the high, and then getting back into the 90s. Of course, it's August, so that's about where we should be. We're average temperature is about 91, 92 degrees, but we had a cold front come through the other day. So for the high today, 83 to 85 degrees. Wow. Beautiful. And it's also going to be mostly sunny, dry as well, so we're not getting that humidity either. And then for Saturday, 85 to 88 degrees, about the same on Sunday. We're looking about 87 to 89, but I mean, partly cloudy skies, not much going on. Now, once we get into Sunday and Monday, those afternoon shower chances do start to return as the humidity returns, as the temperatures start to drive back up. But for the next 2 days, mid-80s, which is unheard of for August. I mean,
what a relief, honestly.
It really is. I'm going to be outside as much as I possibly can for the next 2 days, because once we get further into August, those temperatures are going to drive back up. Basically, what we saw for the middle of July is what we're going to see for August. You know, upper 90s, near 100, with heat indices in the upper hundreds. Not upper hundreds, upper 110 area.
Sometimes it feels like upper 100.
Yeah, that's very true. But no rain chances until Sunday afternoon and into Monday, and we're not looking at anything severe. So for the next couple of days, partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-80s. We're going to look at lows in the 60s, low 60s. So we're starting off really gorgeous. I don't know how about you felt this morning, but I walked out and it was a breath of fresh air.
Oh, it was so nice.
It was
It's like, finally, because the heat and the humidity.
Even first thing in the morning. I mean, when we got out the door or before the sun rises, it's still hot and muggy, but today it's going to be much nicer. A little high humidity to start the morning off, but it does drop by this afternoon. And then again, temperatures only getting up to about 83 to 85 degrees.
All right. Well, Lindsay, thanks. We're going to turn it over now to Health Watch in just a second. Starting off with Health Watch, the popular sugar substitute sucralose could negatively impact treatment for cancer. A study from the University of Pittsburgh found melanoma and non-small cell lung cancer patients with high levels of artificial sweetener had lower survival rates and a worse response to immunotherapy treatment. Well, scientists say they're getting closer to solving the mystery of endometriosis. Researchers at UC San Francisco found links between the condition, which affects 10% of all women, and other conditions like certain cancers, asthma, and eye-related diseases. The data also showed a link between endometriosis and migraine, suggesting migraine drugs may help treat the condition. And heavy drinking could increase the chances of having an undesired pregnancy. A new study published in the journal Addiction found women who did not want to become pregnant and drank heavily had a 50% greater risk of becoming pregnant compared to women who drank moderately or not at all. Cannabis use had no impact on the rate of unwanted pregnancies. Well, today is World Lung Cancer Day, a day to raise awareness for the leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. While the number of new cases of lung cancer continues to decrease due in part to less people smoking, rates are increasing in certain groups who are non-smokers. Bradley Blackburn has one woman's story.
It's been nearly 2 years since Randy Marcus received her shocking lung cancer diagnosis.
Never smoked a day in my life, not even tried it. I felt perfectly healthy. I had no symptoms.
The 65-year-old's cancer was an incidental finding, picked up on a test that checks calcium in the arteries.
The radiologist spotted something on my lung. 10 days later, I was having surgery.
Very healthy, normal lungs. Majority of the nodule is not solid. And that is very suggestive of never smoking lung cancer.
Dr. Andrew Kaufman with the Mount Sinai Health System is among researchers trying to understand why these cancers are increasing, more common in women and Asian women.
We don't seem to understand all of the underlying biology, but we do know smoking-related lung cancer is distinctly different from never smoking lung cancer, and there are different genetic changes that occur between those two different groups.
Dr. Kaufman says a main driver, especially for Asian women, is the non-inherited EGFR gene mutation, which tests show Randy also has.
We're not sure why it's happening, but we think it's most likely a combination of either a genetic predisposition for a mutation occurring, but also environmental factors such as increased air pollution.
I was very, very lucky that it was caught like this.
Randy's cancer was detected early. She had surgery to remove the tumor and part of her lung and did not need any other treatment.
People think, well, I never smoked. How would I ever get lung cancer? How could that be? So I think that it's very important to raise awareness, especially in younger women.
She hopes more people like her can be screened regularly to save lives. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
A recent study from Mount Sinai also found a link between Hispanic women and never smoking lung cancer. Right now at 5:30, an animal rescue in Christian County, Missouri turns into one of the largest rescues in Missouri Humane Society's history.
And temperatures are getting into the upper 60s with highs only in the mid 80s.
Plus, back to school is right around the corner, and one local organization is looking to help make sure kids in Pittsburgh have everything they need.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
And I'm Lindsay Gaffney.
And it is August 1st, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day ahead of us. And we've got some graphics. Lindsay.
We finally do. Thank you for bearing with us through this morning. But we are finally getting our data back so we can see that those temperatures out there are only in the upper 60s. Now, we are pretty cloudy out there right now, but upper 60s is much nicer than what we've been dealing with usually in the morning are those temperatures that are in the 70s getting into the 80s. Now, as we continue into the rest of the weekend, it's going to be really nice. Now, we do have some rain showers to the south, as you can see, maybe making it into Jay, into Bentonville, but mostly for the afternoon staying south of Grove. As we take a look, you can see those continue to just sit over the southern cities there until mid-morning and even early afternoon. Now, as we get later into the day, temperatures really only reaching the mid-80s, about 83 to 84 degrees. Now, all that clears out. Skies clear as well, and we're going to have mostly partly cloudy skies today. Some clouds move in the afternoon, but just gorgeous weather. Again, temperatures only reaching about 83 to 84 degrees. Now, as we head the rest of the weekend, those temperatures will start to climb back up into the upper 80s by Sunday, but staying highs in the 80s and lows in the 60s through Monday.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. Well, the Missouri Humane Society is calling it the largest dog rescue in a decade. The organization rescued more than 200 starving dogs from a single property. Several kittens, birds, and a rabbit were also seized. Emma McDarris has more.
We still don't have a final number. We are up to about 160 so far from this house, and we are still removing dogs from the house.
The Missouri Humane Society Task Force and the Christian County Sheriff are working together to rescue dozens and dozens of dogs from a house just outside of Ozark city limits.
A few weeks ago, there was an anonymous tip to the Humane Society. We've been working with their investigators for the last few weeks on this situation. Culminated into what you see happening now, rescuing all these animals.
The dogs are now receiving medical care at the Humane Society's facility in St. Louis.
The very first thing we do is a quick health assessment. They're basically triaged. They're weighed, they are given a look over by our veterinarian who gives them a body condition score.
Christian County Sheriff Brad Cole says his office is trying to work with the owners who voluntarily surrendered these animals.
Doing everything we can to make this process as easy for these people as we can, because as you know, in hoarding situations, it involves a mental health issue. So we are compassionate towards the human beings as well involved in this, and have been working with them to try to get them the mental health treatment that they may need.
It's heartbreaking for the animals. It's heartbreaking for the people who are hoarding. Our role is to get the animals to a safe place, and then hopefully, things will go into place so that it doesn't happen again.
The Humane Society says the animals will receive care until they're ready for adoption. The Sheriff's Office plans to present their case to the prosecutor's office. Well, the Salvation Army thrift store celebrates 10 years in Joplin. Yesterday, members of the community could come and enjoy the festivities, which included some door prizes, face painting, food, and discounts. To help celebrate the day, the thrift store offered a 50% off sale.
We got in this morning and we had a line at the door. They love the cheap prices. They love to take care of the things that they can't get somewhere else at the regular prices. It's just some of the stuff's just really expensive.
The celebration sales continue through this weekend. Well, Stuff the Bus is an annual back-to-school event in Lamar, Missouri. Liberal, Lamar, and Golden City school buses are parked in front of Walmart, and people can donate school supplies into any of the buses. These supplies go to teachers so they can have a few extra supplies throughout the year.
Teachers are needing a lot of pencils, a lot of watercolor paints, a lot of erasers, lots of Clorox wipes and tissues. Ever since COVID hit, they don't get those donated anymore, so that's something that teachers are really needing this year.
The buses will be back out there today to be stuffed. Well, back-to-school shoppers in the four-state area can take advantage of tax-free shopping this weekend. Missouri, Arkansas, and Oklahoma are all participating. You can find more information by clicking on this QR code. It'll also lead you to a link to back-to-school events in the 4 states. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. A warning to some student loan borrowers. Interest will now accrue for those who signed up for a Biden-era repayment plan. Plus, a popular beverage company is recalling 2 of its products after some drinks were mistakenly filled with alcohol. We'll have the details. Time now, currently 5:36. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Well, in Consumer Watch, millions of people with student loans who signed up for a Biden-era repayment plan will start seeing interest accrue to their accounts starting today. According to one analysis, the change could result in an additional $300 in monthly cost for the typical borrower. 2 courts last year issued injunctions against the repayment plan, effectively halting it. Well, the High Noon Beverage Company is recalling 2 production lots of its beach variety packs of 12-ounce cans. The company says some mistakenly contain cans that are filled with High Noon vodka seltzer alcohol and are mislabeled as Celsius Astro Vibe energy drink. Now, High Noon says drinking from those cans would result in unintentional alcohol ingestion. It says so far no illnesses or adverse events have been reported. And Reese's and Oreos are getting together to bring the flavors to 2 new products, the Reese's Oreo Cup and Reese's Oreo Cookie. Now, the Reese's Oreo Cup will be available for pre-sale on the Hershey store starting August 18th. Looks pretty good. That's a look at Consumer Watch. Let's head over now to Lindsay for a quick look at your forecast.
Well, we do have temperatures reaching about 83, 84, maybe pushing up to 85 today. So mid 80s all around. It's going to be a gorgeous day, beautiful temperatures, and a northerly breeze with winds that could potentially gust up to 20 miles per hour. Now, very low humidity, very low temperature. So temperature is 84 degrees and it's going to feel like 84 degrees. We do have a few showers going on in our southern counties. Not a big disruption to anyone in our viewing area. Veneta, Jay, Grove might get a few showers later this afternoon, as you can see just south of us, but later in the afternoon all of that will clear out and then we're back to partly cloudy skies for the rest of the weekend and temperatures slowly creeping up through the 80s by Sunday.
Well, President Trump says tariffs will go into effect today for nations that don't make a trade deal with the U.S. The latest in today's Ag Day Minute. We do apologize for that. We're going to take it over to Lindsay now with a full look at your forecast.
Well, looks like we're back to a few difficulties here, but I can still tell you the forecast. We are working on temperatures in the mid 80s. Now, once we get into this afternoon, we're only capping out about 84 to 85 degrees. Now, we're going to continue into the weekend with temperatures that will reach the mid 80s to upper 80s by Sunday. A couple of chances of some isolated showers, but really it is going to be a gorgeous weekend to start off August. This is pretty out of the ordinary, but normally we'd be seeing temperatures in the low 90s. Now, let's see if I can get some graphics going to show everybody what's going on for the rest of the weekend. It's going to be a really gorgeous weekend. Here we go. Let's see. There we are. Temperatures in the upper 60s right now. Now, once we get into Pittsburgh, we're going to see temperatures that are in the, looks like the 70s. Now, future feels like, I mean, temperatures are going to be exactly what they are outside. Dew points are pretty low as well. Now, continuing into the rest of the weekend, we do have partly cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon. Downtown Pittsburgh looking great out there. Again, we do have those showers to the south of us. Not really in our area. Might clip Bonita Grove J. Staying south of Miami, south of Pineville. Bentonville might get some showers through mid-morning today as well. Now, yesterday we got up to 85. So yesterday was the first day of our cooler weather because of a front that passed. Now, average temperatures again in the low 90s. So we're starting off August well below average, and that's going to continue into the weekend. Now, Pittsburgh is about 68 degrees. It feels like 68 degrees, and our dew point is in the mid 60s. It's not too bad, especially in the morning. We typically have some higher moisture content in the morning hours. Those burn off by the afternoon. So starting off in the mid 60s, it's a little sticky, but it's going to be not bad soon. Once we get further into the morning, the sun rises and really just burns off that extra moisture. For the high today, about 84 degrees. Beautiful temperatures, and we have a light northerly breeze with gusts that could get up to about 18 to 20 miles per hour. Now, for the rest of the weekend, slowly creeping back up. 85 for Saturday, 88 for Sunday, so still going to be well below average for most of the weekend. Low humidity and mostly sunny skies. Now, looking at our rain chances, again, staying mostly south of us, so showers through the morning, but they do clear out by about 11 a.m. Now, by the afternoon, partly cloudy skies looking gorgeous. The same on Sunday, mostly sunny skies on Saturday for the afternoon. And again, temperatures only getting up to the mid 80s. Now, we do have a few chances for showers Sunday morning, about 8 a.m. You can see in our far western counties might make it to Yates Center, maybe Caney, maybe Parsons, but mostly going to stay dry for all of us. Now, partly cloudy skies out on the Missouri side, Arkansas side for Sunday afternoon. And again, those temperatures only reaching the mid 80s. Now, as you can tell, temperatures start to warm right back up to the hundreds by next weekend. That's a look at your forecast. We'll be right back.
All right, in sports this morning, today the Little League Midwest Region Tournament starts in Whitestown, Indiana, with two local teams taking the field for a chance at playing in the Little League World Series. The state of Kansas representative, Pittsburgh All-Stars, and the Webb City All-Stars, who are representing Missouri, will compete for a spot in Williamsport to represent the Midwest. Tonight, these two teams will begin their quest for the Little League World Series against each other. And while the star-studded squads are focused on starting the double elimination tournament with a win, they are excited to share the field on a national stage.
It's the typical meme that you see from like coaches on Facebook, is that you get to travel 8.5 hours to go play a team 20 minutes from you. And that's what everybody always laughs about, but in this case it's real life. I've got some friends on that team, some friends' kids that play on that team. They congratulated us afterward. I'd like to say congratulations to them. It's really cool that this area is represented so well at such a big tournament.
We're going to play our neighbors, right? And so that's going to be fun to do. You know, I think we're going to prep just like any other team and try to put our best game plan forward with our best pitching staff that we can do, and have a good rotation plan for this. We wish them well, and we're going to compete and give it our all.
The Little League version of the Border War will be aired on ESPN Plus tonight at 7 p.m. Well, switching on over now to the NFL. Last season, Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker spent time on the injured reserve due to a knee injury. This offseason, Butker has made some changes to his kicking technique.
The biggest focus was not collapsing down onto that left knee after making contact with the ball, trying to be upright and skipping through it. And for the most part, I think the majority, if not all my kicks, I'm staying upright. Some of them, my knee doesn't quite touch on the follow through, but it gets a little close sometimes. But I think just for longevity purposes, staying upright, skipping through, being more repeatable is only going to help me and my body has felt better.
Well, technique is not his lone area of focus before the season, with the NFL making changes to the kickoff rules. Offenses now start at the 35-yard line after a touchback, and Butker is working on his mentality to channel his inner Tiger Woods.
I do think of myself more as a golfer. You have to place it in there, and I think that's why you really have to practice both directions, left to right, and make sure you're dialed in and that you can just place the ball in the landing zone. And it really makes the kickoff feel more like a pressure kick. Before, you could just go out there, let your legs swing, try to hit it through the uprights, hit a touchback. If they wanted a high hang time, again, hit that ball to the moon. If it goes to the 5 with good hang time, everyone's happy. If it's a touchback, still not a big deal. But now there's a lot more pressure on the kicker to hit it in that landing zone.
Well, that's a look at sports. Stick around. We're back with more news and weather in just a minute. Well, welcome back. We do just want to take a moment to again thank you for being patient with us as we work through some technical difficulties this morning. We should be back up to normal for KOAM morning news at 6, so stay with us, and we promise to have things back on track. Looking at this now, you say tomato, I say potato. Scientists say that's a lot more correct than it seems. Biologists have traced the origins of the potato back 9 million years to a tomato plant. Now, it's not as out there as it seems, since both plants split from the same ancestor 5 million years prior. And the latest NASA mission to the International Space Station is being postponed because of bad weather. Clouds rolled in at the 1-minute 7-second mark, preventing the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket from blasting off yesterday. It's yet another setback for mission commander Zena Cardman. The rookie astronaut was bumped from a space flight last fall to bring 2 Starliner astronauts home from their extended stay in space.
Now we do have our graphics back up again. Apologies for our crazy morning this morning. Now, as Elise said, we are back on track, so everything's back up and running. As you can see, we've got our cameras up. You can see Joplin about 69 degrees, Pittsburgh 68. We've got a nice sunrise going on this morning. A few clouds out there. It is starting off a little cloudy, especially central and southern counties, but those temperatures are going to be just perfect. Now, our clouds go all the way up to about Joplin. Pittsburgh might be clear, but we do have some showers out to the south of us that are interfering with a few of our counties. Jay, Grove might get some showers, Bentonville might get some showers as well, but all of that will be staying further south. Now, as we continue into the rest of the morning, a few showers kind of expand. Again, still just Jay, Grove, mainly staying south of Missouri. So we are looking good. Joplin definitely clears back out. Temperatures reach the mid-70s by 11:30. Pittsburgh mid-70s, again clear. A few clouds up there in the north, Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada. But then we'll continue into the rest of the afternoon. Those clouds shift over to the Missouri side. Temperatures only reach the mid-80s, about 83, 84 degrees in Joplin, 82 in Pittsburgh. Let's see, 84, Oswego, Parsons, looking pretty good for the rest of the afternoon today. Skies start to clear back out by this evening, and we're back in store for a very clear weekend. So temperatures today, 83, the weekend forecast, 85 on Saturday, 88 on Sunday. So we're definitely going to be much, much nicer this weekend. To start off August, it is August 1st today. Now, normally we'd be seeing temperatures in the lower 90s up to about 92, maybe even 93 degrees. So we're starting off August well below average because of a front that came through. It's not going to last long, so I say get outside and enjoy it while you can. We've got lower humidity on top of the lower temperatures, 80s for the highs all weekend long, even into Monday, and then sunny skies again all weekend. We do have shower chances that return Monday morning, mainly in our western counties, but outside of that is just going to be a gorgeous weekend all weekend long. Temperatures return to the upper 90s and hundreds as we get later into the work week. Now that's it for now.